Okay. I'll call the meeting to order.
Bye-bye.
Pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Attendance, roll call.
Board Member Cole? Here. Board Member Dean?
Here.
Board Member Kimball?
Here.
Chairman Sirianni?
Here. Did you want to talk about Mr. Williams?
Oh, after I finish my report.
Okay. Any public comments?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we have one individual registered to speak, Earl Wells with E3 Communications.
Oh, okay.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for having me tonight. My name is Earl Wells. I'm the president and owner of E3 Communications. We're a public relations and government affairs firm in Buffalo. Next year marks our 25th anniversary of being in business. So we thank you for the opportunity to potentially work with you on some of your needs for infrastructure related to the water and wastewater treatment plants. And just appreciate the opportunity and look forward to working with all of you to see what we can do.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Prior meeting minutes? Is there any questions on the prior meeting minutes? Is this mic on? I don't see the mic. Oh, there we are. I'm good now. Is there any questions on the prior minutes? Roll call.
Is there a motion?
Motion to
Okay.
approve the prior minutes.
Second? Roll call.
Mr. Chairman, you seconded the motion?
Well, no, I was waiting for someone a second.
Second.
Okay, Renee, thank you.
Board Member Cole? Here. Is it yes on the minutes? Oh, yes on the minutes. Board Member Dean?
Yes.
Board Member Kimball?
Yes.
Chairman Sirianni?
Yes,
Motion passes.
thank you. Executive Director Sean Costello.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a couple of brief updates for the board. First, I'd just like to remind the board that our annual service line material notifications are going to be going out. We plan to mail these the week of December 22nd. That's when it worked with the mailing provider. In addition to a new format, like the one displayed here, which is in the style of a trifold brochure in 2 pages, providing the necessary or the required information, depending on the status of the service line. We're also including a brochure which contains some additional information about lead in households, explaining the copper pipe with lead solder, galvanized plumbing, faucets and fixtures, and also lead paint, which is one of the major exposures to lead in the household. So again, those will be hitting the residents' mailboxes toward the end of the year, just like every other municipality governed by the EPA lead and copper rule improvements. Additionally, in the past month, we've made a lot of progress on our preliminary engineering report. At this point, we have begun to eliminate potential alternatives and to identify the more viable ones. The promising alternatives include biofiltration using a biological aerated filter. And last month, we traveled to the Metro Syracuse wastewater plant. Oh, and I apologize, I'm not sharing my screen. So this diagram sort of shows the process layout where we to use biological aerated filters. And when we traveled to the Metro Syracuse wastewater treatment plant, we were able to observe one of these plants in operation. So on the left is an example of the biological aerated filters. They're massive, truly massive indoor tanks that, as you can see, are being aerated with a substantial volume of air. Their blower room was larger than this room, I think, many blowers. And to the right is the media that those filters use, which is kind of like a styrofoam pellet. So that's one of them. I believe that technology is a bit more challenging to operate. It's extremely flexible though for, fluctuations and flows. It can handle that really well, and it would produce a good quality effluent based on the benchtop testing we've done. The other technology we're looking at that we visited is biological oxidation with solid separation. So MBBR followed by a disc filter is the configuration that we're thinking about. To look at both of those technologies required visiting 2 different plants in the area. So the MBBR is moving bed biofilm reactor. The media is in that second picture. And were we to employ that in order to achieve the treatment efficiency that we would require, we would also have to employ disc filters. The disc filters in the photograph on the right are from the Honey Eye Falls wastewater treatment plant. They're actually, even though they were quite large, those are, I think, about 4 or perhaps even 6 feet. They're not as large as the filters that a plant of our size would require. The MBBR system that we saw was at SUNY Morrisville, and in a manner somewhat similar to the biological aerated filter that we saw in Syracuse. These are also aerated, but the tanks that we saw and the ones that we would likely install were we to do so are outside, exposed to normal temperatures. So a little less construction cost associated with that. And the media, as you can see, is obviously a lot larger, so a little less risk of blowout. So we're continuing to work on that process. We also submitted last week a memorandum to the DEC with an updated mixing zone analysis prepared by our engineering team at Hazen and Sawyer with the assistance of a professor at Rutgers. We put together what we believe is a more representative model of what happens when our effluent is discharged into the lower Niagara River. And we're hoping that DEC will take that into consideration as they continue to consider our comments on the draft Speedies permit prior to finalizing that permit. That is all I had that I wanted to bring to the board's attention today. Mr. Williamson, I inadvertently omitted from the agenda, as I was noting to the chairman earlier, so.
Okay, we'll bring your name up, Doug. Are there any questions to Sean?
Yeah, I got just one. The mixing zone analysis, was there anything substantially different from what you sent to DEC that the previous architect engineers have submitted?
We advanced the concept a lot further and prepared an actual model. We also submitted some information on the decay of the chlorine decay as it travels down the tunnel due to volatilization because it falls quite a ways, and then the tunnel is a brick line tunnel. So that causes agitation as the effluent travels to the outfall. Some of the chlorine, the residual chlorine, is stripped off in that fashion. So our memorandum, it was a lot more advanced. It went a lot further and had a lot more detail than what we previously were able to submit. We're asking essentially that the big number or the big factor that would change if they accepted the new mixing zone analysis would be, instead of needing to have a chlorine residual permit limit of 0.03, we would be 1 milligram per liter. Yes, Doug is shaking, he said yes. Milligram per liter, which with an upgraded process that doesn't require so much sodium hypochlorite to fight the sulfide generation, we might be able to maintain or achieve without building new dechlorination facilities. So we don't know what reception that will have with the DEC, but we've duly submitted it and we're doing our best.
All right, well, I'd be interested to see exactly, I mean, was it really that much different than what we've submitted in the past? I mean, we didn't take into account the brick lined walls as a way of additional agitation? I mean, we didn't do that previously.
We did, but we didn't go into as much detail. I can send you both the original comment that we submitted in March and the Cormix file. Won't, you have to have a $5,000 a year license to use the software, but it's,
Oh,
we don't have. But
no, I was just curious what was the the significant difference, between the way. And
To be honest,
I heard your explanation. but
there's not a huge difference between what we've submitted. We just were trying, we sort of had an indication that they were looking for more concrete numbers to hang their hats on,
Okay,
for us to advance the concept further, and that's what we were able to do.
okay. Thanks.
Hey, Sean, it's probably not fair to ask the question, but we did touch on it last month. And I know it's early in the process, but is there any concept that may come down the line that would help eliminate or reduce the cost of the waste that we're spending, maybe $1 million, and I'm sure it's going to go up? Is that's not a good number.
So the solids disposal, we haven't advanced a lot beyond where we were a month ago on that. We're looking at potentially as a baseline or a basic step, reconfiguring the conveyors, perhaps replacing the conveyoring system, or upgrading it, I should say, and being able to fill larger containers. Right now, we can only fill, the sludge just drops at one point into a lugger. If we're able to fill roll-offs, they hold about 3 times as much biosolids as a lugger. And that would mean 1/3 of the trips. The labor is where we're really kind of hurting on this contract. Each time they haul off an 11-ton lugger, they're charging us $450. So if we were able to, reduce those trips by 2/3, that would be a savings, right there. The other really plausible thing that we're looking at, and we're looking at a number of things, but we are examining a dryer. Probably not as part of this overall capital project. I don't know that it's going to make its way into the preliminary engineering report because it's not strictly required in order to meet, the permit requirements, but it potentially, so there's a substantial capital cost and there's substantial energy inputs in the form of either electricity or gas to power that thermal process, but it may make sense. It may have a reasonable payoff period. But we're still working on that analysis.
Any more questions for Sean? Okay, thank you, Sean. Finance, Deborah Zakowski. What?
Doug,
Okay, you want to go?
just
Okay.
because of an inadvertent omission on the agenda.
Okay, I wrote you in.
November.
Doug Williamson. Doug Williamson. Engineering.
Hello, good evening. Okay, I won't touch any more on the wastewater treatment plant preliminary engineering report. I didn't know Sean would go into such detail tonight. The bid opening for the West River Shore Drive Water Main Replacement Project was held December 6th. There are 2 bidders, Melvisuda Construction and Lawbacker Enterprises. We're going to review the bids a little bit further and possibly recommend award next month. Other than that, chemical bids we received in October. There's a resolution to award tonight. There's some, I don't know if you've had a chance, but there's some historical graphs in your packet that show the trends through the years. Overall, the bid prices went down this year as compared to last year. Sodium hypochlorite went down by about 2%, and that's a good thing. And we're actually using about 1/3 less hypochlorite this year as compared to last year. And that's all I have tonight.
Any questions for Mr. Williamson? Wherever you go in this direction with these bids, these 2 bids, just make sure they're qualified and you get references for both.
Yeah, we
please.
are doing
This
that.
is a big item and we need to make sure of that.
Right, there's quite a difference in the bids. And
Yeah, I know.
quality
So
of
you gotta make
contract.
sure we're comparing apples to apples and also experience
Right.
doing whatever we're gonna be doing out
Yep.
there.
Do
Okay,
that. Yes.
please, I appreciate that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Doug.
Finance, Deborah Zielkowski.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The only thing that I have to report on is we successfully completed the tax transfer. And in doing the tax transfer, I will report that there was 1 million less that was actually transferred over to taxes. And this is prominently due to the shut off program that we currently have in place in finance. Other than that, I've been just working my way through and learning more about the organization and just some of the transactions and reaching out and trying to fill out all the applications for banking and all that. It's just time consuming, but Sean's been helping, and finance has been great. Everybody's been stepping it up and willing to assist and help where they can possibly take over some items. I've been transferring things off to some of the teammates already. I'm already doing approvals online, well, actually virtually and in the system with Sean. So instead of like signing off on papers, I have him just approving in New World. So we have the documentation that he is reviewing. So that's been great because there's a lot of papers. So we're going ahead and we're making everything electronic at this point, except for the rest of the individuals in the group. I have to work with them and try to eliminate the paper usage there as well.
I mean, we've asked you to do a lot in such a short time, so we all appreciate that. But I'm hearing nothing but good things.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
And is there any questions for Deborah?
Yeah, I got one question.
Sure.
Deb, on the 2025 tax transfer. It shows there's like over 2.5 million that was sent to the city, for collection.
Correct.
And in previous years, it looks like over 3 million. Have you been able to find out if have we gotten any of that money back from the city as far as, have they collected it and sent that to us, or do they, any indication at all as to whether we're getting
I
on
don't,
those delinquencies?
I don't recall the exact amount, but we received proceeds from taxes from the city in excess of $1 million this year for what previously had been transferred to taxes. So yes, we are collecting it, a portion of what gets transferred to taxes.
Well, she probably hasn't even looked at that yet.
I don't think so.
Okay, but
Yeah.
can we maybe for the next meeting or something, have something more in numbers of what we're missing from the city?
So you're referring back to the previous tax transfer then, because right now everything was transferred to the city. It will be going on their taxes that get sent out in January.
Right.
So what we could look at is try to see if there's any way that we can recognize which individuals ended up paying. I know that's been a problem from what I understand, is that individuals will make their payments and then we just receive a lump sum. We don't get a summary of like who paid what. But that's definitely something that I can reach out and see if I can get a listing of who actually made those payments.
Well, yeah, I'm just wondering how much of those payments we actually received from the city, because it's like for 24, it's over 3.5 million. For 23, it's over 3.3 million. And as Sean indicated, maybe it was 1 million that we received, maybe for 24.
It may be 2 million. I
Yeah,
just know it's in
whatever it
excess
is.
of $1 million.
Yeah, I just wonder, like the chairman, is if
I
we
can-
can get a little bit more concrete idea. I don't necessarily need to know who's not paying, but these all get transferred to the tax rolls and then that's up to the city to collect. I'm just curious as to how much money we're actually getting back from the city.
Okay, I can definitely reach out and see if
Okay.
there's any that they just went ahead and just wrote off, or if they can tell me who actually made their payments, and then we can figure out what the dollar amount was that they wrote off as well.
Yeah, and you don't have to go for all those years, but maybe just 24. And,
Okay,
we'll
sure.
see what the
absolutely.
number looks like then. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Any more questions for Debbie?
No.
Thank you, Debbie.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Administrative Services, Caleb Holman.
Good evening.
Good evening.
On the 16th, tomorrow, we'll be providing ethics training. This will be a training for new employees hired since September, and as well as some current employees who were unable to attend the trainings held in September. We'll be providing repetitive motion injury prevention training tomorrow at the water treatment plant and on the 18th at the wastewater treatment plant. For our personnel action sheet on line 1, we're recommending to hire a compliance officer / industrial waste inspector as a succession planning due to the retirement of Steve Stewart in May. And on line 2, we're recommending promotion of Victor Spadarico from MW2 to MW3. This was previously listed in the personnel budget plan that was previously passed. It would be effective January 1st. And we are recommending permanent appointment for the senior administrative assistant position. Sorry, I had a little bit of a cold. And that's it.
Are there any questions for Caleb? Okay, you want to do one at a time or all three together?
All three.
No,
Okay,
let's do them one at a time.
okay. On number 1, is there a motion?
Motion to approve line item 1.
Is there a second? I'll second it. Open for discussion? Proceed to vote.
Board Member Cole,
No.
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
No,
Chairman Siriani.
Yes.
Motion fails.
What is this particular job?
The compliance officer, industrial waste inspector, they're the person that goes out and collects samples at industry that we use for our billing purposes to industry.
For us to bill?
Yes, so Steve Stewart has submitted a letter of resignation effective May 2026. This would be to give the intent was to allow somebody to train before his departure, so we don't miss a beat.
So if we don't have someone trained, we might not have anyone qualified to collect money?
Well, when they go out and do their inspections, when they're collecting samples, they're also supposed to, be verifying that the industrial user is complying with the different aspects of their permit. And there's a lot of paperwork behind the scenes and spreadsheets tracking loadings and things like that that department maintains.
Is there a particular reason why we have 2 no votes? I guess I have to ask that. Is there a good reason why you don't want to replace it? Any answers? Well, I know the reason. Okay, Sean. Proceed to vote. We'll go to number 2.
Motion to approve line item number 2.
Is there a second? I make a second. Open for discussion? Proceed to vote.
Board Member Cole,
No.
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
yes,
Chairman Siriani.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay. Number 3.
Motion to approve line item 3.
Is there a second? I make the motion, second it. Any discussion on it? Roll call?
Board Member Cole,
No.
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
no,
Chairman Siriani.
Yes.
Motion fails.
Okay. I've got to ask that question again. We need someone in this position, someone who's been doing the job in an excellent way. Why are we holding this up? I know who's holding it up. And I get disappointed when people try to play politics of what the water board is trying to do things the right way. I get disappointed. I thought in the last year and a half, if anything that this water board has tried to do is eliminate the mess that we walked into. We eliminate a mess that we have a mess. So we're trying to do things right here, and it's still politics as usual. still city politics floating over to the water board. Okay? The people involved in this, I'm going to be honest with you. And I hurt your feelings. I don't care. You should be ashamed of yourselves for not making a decision on your own, because nothing's going to change anything. Then we'll wait.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I take exception to what you said. Decisions that I make on my own. I have a conscience, a serious conscience, and they're just things that I don't like happening regarding individuals who I feel are not being treated fairly. So I make my decisions based on what I feel is in the best interest of the water board, but also based on the fact of just human decency.
Well,
I would second those concerns.
Well, I
Underscore those. No, I'm talking now, Rick.
okay, go ahead.
I would second those concerns that Renee's just shared with us. I mean, I don't know that we are the ones playing politics. I would share the opposite of it. You don't even live here. Why you want to talk about
What's
politics?
that? I'm allowed to be here.
You are legally allowed
Okay,
to be
but
here,
it
but I'm
doesn't
saying
matter
you're-
where I
because
live.
you're questioning our motives for
Yeah, because I know what
decisions
the
we make.
motives is.
We could question why you even want to be here in the first place.
Because
In
I
order,
wanna
unless
be
you
here.
were here, maybe you're the one playing politics.
no, I'm not playing
Like the boy
politics.
who cried
If
wolf.
that's all you could say,
No, that
is
could be the case.
because I shouldn't live here.
No,
okay, I'm allowed to
are.
be here.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are
Okay.
allowed to be here.
Okay,
However, it's only natural to question someone's motives to do so.
yeah, but you can't change.
What
What we already done. So, Are you
You
saying
absolutely are allowed
you-
to be here, absolutely.
in
But
2 or 3
if you wanna
months?
question motives, I would question yours.
No, your motive. You know,
I
you're getting
genuinely would
your
question yours.
decision. I'm going to tell you right now,
Well, no,
from
I
Mayor
would question-
Restano. I know it. I know
What
what
about
he's making a decision for you.
He's not here.
That's
I
fine.
don't see.
I
Mayor
know,
Restano.
look, I know Mayor Restano, and I don't mind telling you.
No,
That's just a
I'm
fact.
Assuming
Okay,
you do.
but you're
but
the one, you're the one on
Nobody's
this
making my
board.
decision for me.
You're the one on this board that agreed
What did I
to
agree
go-
to?
to go with, preference will be put to
No,
residents.
see, you don't even remember. That happened before I was even a member
No,
of this
no, you
board.
were here. too.
No, I was not. That decision was, your memory is foggy, Rick.
No, my
no,
memory's
no.
not foggy.
That decision, that board vote, we can have them recall the old minutes, was made under my predecessor.
Okay,
Under
let me
Ralph
ask you
Aversa.
this.
Ralph
you
Aversa
support-
voted, and he voted, if I'm not mistaken, as a resident of Niagara Falls, which is all I was at that time, he voted no on it.
Do you
My
support,
predecessor, I
do
believe,
you
voted no.
support the water board not following civil service law? I gotta ask you that.
What-
Civil,
I'm not clear on the question. But I also
I'm
don't see
just
how it
asking
relates.
you,
No, you said
do you
said
support,
that the two
the
of us
follow
were
board-
playing politics because we weren't voting how you wanted us to vote. on
no,
it.
not how I wanted.
And if I'm not
How the
mistaken,
state-
the last time, the vote didn't involve me, at least not the argument didn't involve me, but last time there was a disagreement that any other board members, I believe at the time it was Renee and Colleen, voted away. You didn't want them to vote. You accused them of things too. Which is
I could
partly
say,
why I support Renee's point.
that's fine. You always say that anyways.
What did I say? This is the
Forget
only
it.
time I've ever spoken up on
I
anything.
asked you a
And it's
question.
because we're not the ones playing politics.
No, yes, you are. I asked you a simple question. Do you support the water board following civil service law? Yes or no?
It's a ridiculous question.
No,
It's
it's
like
not.
asking me if I
Do
support the
you
walls being
support
built.
it?
Of
No.
course. So you're asking me if I think we should violate civil service law?
Yeah.
Of course not.
Okay,
I'm
but
like, no
that's
on
what
that
you're,
too, Rick.
that's what you're doing.
No,
Yeah.
see, anybody that votes
Look,
away, you
I'm-
guys see what's happening
I
here?
don't want to cross.
Anybody that votes away that you don't
No,
like,
we're,
this is the third time since I've been on this. This is the only time I've ever spoken up about anything. And I hope it's the only time I ever have to. And I'm speaking up to support Renee, who is now our only female member, thanks to you, his point of view on this issue. I'm not speaking for her, I'm speaking for myself, but I support her point of view on this because it's my observation as the person that's never spoken up on anything, that this is the third time.
you don't
this-
stop
excuse me, I'm
talking.
speaking. This is the third time since I've been on this board that somebody didn't vote the way you wanted them to vote. And every single time it's happened, you've accused those people of things. Now you're accusing me of something, and that was a big mistake.
Well, I don't
If you want to
care.
go to war, we'll go to war. I
Hey,
don't want that.
Look,
I live in
war,
this city.
I don't care.
I live in this city.
That's
And I
good.
care about the
I do
residents
too.
of this city.
I do too.
Then show us you do.
I do.
Then show
I've
us
been
you do,
doing it
Rick,
for the
because it
last
doesn't
year.
seem like.
I'm trying to correct, this
doesn't
board
seem
is
like you
trying
do.
to correct it.
I don't
And
think
all
that is
you've
what you're
done-
doing. I think
all
you're
you've
doing,
done
I
was
think you're
add
taking action
confusion.
to try to hurt somebody you don't like.
No, I don't
It's
even know
certainly-
that
That is certainly what it appears
You're
to me,
wrong.
Jim. That's my observation.
we're trying to
That is
do
my
it right.
observation.
Civil
Because
service
it's the
says.
third time that somebody,
Look, I've
that a
never
member of this
mentioned no
body
names.
voted the way you didn't like them voting. And after this is now the third time that you've accused somebody of nasty things anytime they
What's
vote a way
nasty
you don't
thing?
want. So I digress out of respect for the people that are here and their time. But I support Renee's point of view on this issue, and I'm expressing why.
Okay. Sean. With the vote, we already have,
Yes, the motion fails.
okay, okay, but we can still, leave her on the job.
Well, so Erin Macri currently her position is provisional senior administrative, or administrative assistant, not senior administrative assistant. That position is eliminated from the budget. We will give her notification that her position is being eliminated. The union contract allows 60 days, and the board can either make her appointment as administrative assistant permanent or appoint her senior administrative assistant. But right now, the budget eliminates administrative assistant and has just a senior administrative assistant.
Which is Aaron.
Erin is acting in that capacity right now.
Okay,
I have a
so we
question.
can leave her there, right?
One chairman's done. Sorry. My apologies. Go ahead, sir.
Well, ultimately, if there's no further board action, her employment, because she has not been appointed from that list, we would need board authority to appoint her senior administrative assistant, and her job that she currently holds, administrative assistant, is eliminated from the budget. So the board could vote to make her appointment or to switch that up and eliminate senior administrative assistant and retain administrative assistant, in which case Erin would be permanent based on the fact that she's been in position for 9 months. Should we make her so? And I think was number 1 on the list.
Excuse me, Sean, to interrupt you, but we could, if the body chose to do, if a majority of it chose to do so, we could also put the administrative assistant position back in the budget, since when it was voted on individually a couple of months ago, it was the vote to eliminate the administrative position that she currently holds, not senior, the one we're discussing, that she holds, so everybody here is clear. The board voted on eliminating that position and the vote failed. The vote failed. However, it did fail because I was one of the people that voted no on. And apparently, if I'm not mistaken, the following month, if I don't have my months confused, you're saying the position that we voted no on removing, the administrative position, administrative assistant position that Erin currently holds, the vote failed to eliminate that position. There was a big argument over it because people weren't voting the way the chairman wanted them to. So I find it confusing to me, and if I am mistaken, please correct me, but the board voted not to eliminate that position, yet it was removed from the budget, which seems, if I don't have my facts confused, and if I am, please, Caleb, you want to say something?
The administrative position, what you're referring to was a notation about the position being removed, and it was in the budget that was approved. So the removal of that position was already in the budget.
The removal of the position was in the budget, but did
it was already in the personnel list. So that position was removed from the personnel list. That was.
you're saying the funding for the position was eliminated in 26, by the way, not
Yes, sir.
today. But the vote to eliminate the position, which was brought before this
Well, no,
board,
but
because
that
it was
was-
tied into one vote, and that was the vote, I think it was 2 months ago, that I said I thought was sneaky and I didn't like it because they were tying 2 votes into one, and I said no on it, caused a big uproar. Because I
No,
wasn't
and I
voting the way you wanted
understand.
me to.
I understand, but I think that that was just a notation on that line item. So it was notating that.
It was part of the vote. The vote was to.
It was just notating that the
promote
position. was
Aaron,
being-
which I don't have any issue with,
It's
and
on this, what we voted on, what you're talking about, when you voted no on that personnel action. item.
but the vote no was. We voted against eliminating that position. The position of it, not senior, the senior position at the moment is vacant. The
If I'm not
administrative
mistaken, are you
posi-
talking about the tabled item? From October?
It was the vote from, it would have to be October, yes.
It was
2
when
months
they,
ago.
this is, it was a tabled item. It was voted to be tabled.
If I'm not mistaken, the vote was no, and I believe you're correct that something was later tabled. Because they asked me, would I vote yes on it if the two were separated? And I said no, because they're up to something sneaky, and I wasn't sure what it was.
You didn't say that.
And
No, I'm telling you
Well, then
why
why
I
are you
voted
saying
no.
you said it?
I'm
Okay.
telling you what I said, Rick. You just don't want to hear it. You just
No.
don't like what I'm saying.
I'm following
The
civil
reason I
service.
voted no on it, to answer your question, Caleb, is because I believed at the time something sneaky was happening and I wasn't sure what it was. You're correct, Rick, the chairman, that I did not say those words. I'm telling you now, I'm telling everybody now, why I voted no on it. It was not to prevent Erin from getting her promotion. I have nothing against that. But they're up to something sneaky. Is the only reason why you would ask us to eliminate a position and then later tell me repeatedly that we didn't need to vote on anything. It was going to happen through administrative action. Well, if it was going to happen through administrative action, then why did you need us to vote on it? Unless we were voting on it to cover up your tracks, which is what it seems like to me. It's just my opinion.
Cover up what tracks?
If I may, if I heard you correctly, you said you're not against the promotion of that individual into the senior admin
Aaron.
contract.
Yeah, well, I'll be just so that I'm clear. I have nothing against Erin. I don't know her personally. From all the people that we both know commonly, they say she's a very hard worker. Correct. But I was also at the same time told I didn't need to take an action on that. If we didn't do anything, it would happen automatically. I was told that repeatedly by more than one person. But then asked to vote on it at the same time. Doesn't that sound suspicious to you, Jim?
I don't know about the automatic.
The vote,
I was told repeatedly that it would happen automatically because it was the civil service action and because she scored whatever position on the test that allowed for it. And I would stand in the way of that.
the provisional appointment of the incumbent was terminated automatically based on civil service law, which requires that a provisional appointment be terminated within 2 months of the establishment of an eligible list. That's a different action than appointment of somebody as based on the civil service list as permanent senior administrative assistant. The vote that was tabled in October was to make that appointment, to appoint Aaron from the civil service list as senior administrative assistant. There was an explanatory note noting that the administrative assistant position, which Aaron currently occupies, would be eliminated from the budget, but it was an explanatory note. The action being voted on was the appointment of Aaron as senior administrative assistant. The elimination of the administrative assistant, anticipating that we were going to have a senior administrative assistant, and with department staffing reduced from 2 to 1 for administrative assistants, was part of the budget process. It was in the budget memo that we were eliminating administrative assistant in favor of what we had anticipated was going to be a filled position for senior administrative assistant.
And that department is also just so that my org chart in my head is correct, that department is also the same department that has a brand new director that is a finance that is doing her best to keep up. Sounds like she's doing a fantastic job, but also then now does not have a deputy director, right? So they're
No,
short. That's not the same department?
No,
I
that's
thought they worked
Mr.
under.
Holman's administrative
Director of
So it's
services.
administrative service.
These
That's HR.
administrative assistants work under administrative services,
Yes,
not
sir.
under director of finance. Okay, I stand corrected on that. I misunderstood that because some work under you and some work under deputy.
Those are
It's
the ones
confusing,
under
which is
Debbie would
which.
be secretary 1, billing clerk and staff accountant would be in
Okay.
that department.
All right, no, I appreciate the correction on that.
And that's what I was trying to explain what he said, about the note. I apologize for that. I didn't mean to be.
No, I don't have anything against, you, Caleb, but it's now being said, oh, this is an administrative note, but that wasn't how it was explained in October. We can replay it if we need to. We're gonna be here a while if that's the case, but in October, it was explained to me that it was two votes, it was two actions tied into one vote. It was an action to promote Aaron, which I was later told would happen automatically, then what are we voting on it for? And number two, an action to eliminate that position. It was tied, but it was tied into one vote, which is why I said no, because it seemed sneaky, and it still seems sneaky.
Well, you know, I gotta tell you, you've been talking for 5 minutes and I don't have a clue what you're saying. I don't have a
Everybody
clue
else
what you're
does.
trying to say. Everyone knows we're following civil service laws. And when you mentioned someone resigned, they resigned on their own reason. You heard her, you seen her email. Okay? You seen her email. It
Well,
wasn't because of Rick Sirianni. If it was, that's her call, not mine. Okay?
the
But
meetings
I don't
before that,
understand what
you-
you're
you
trying
and
to
her
say.
looked at each other's
You
throats,
talk,
and she wouldn't vote
But
for
I
it.
don't understand what you're saying, man.
I'm
You've
telling
been,
you what
you've
I'm
been
saying.
proven
I
a
told-
number
I
of
said
times
repeatedly,
tonight
these are
that you
my
were
opinions.
wrong. So what is it? You want us to follow civil service or you don't?
At what point did I tell you not to follow civil service? I
Well,
never said anything. of the sort.
Okay, then why are you objecting to this?
Because if it's automatic, then you don't need. me
No,
to
there's
vote on it
nothing-
Unless you're trying to
there's-
cover something up
Grab it. It's
by eliminating. the
false
junior position.
accusations. You're just
Why
talking.
eliminate the junior position?
Why do you say trying to cover something up? What would be covering up? Tell me, you make that statement 4 times.
Because.
No one's here
you're
to help
telling
you.
me
Now
on
you
one
tell
action,
me.
In October, you guys asked us to vote on one item that accomplished 2 things. I said no for reasons I just explained very clearly.
Is that
Everybody
true?
understood but you.
And
And we
as,
can
and
replay
as
it.
these, and as these guys just got done saying,
Well, that now
Well,
there
we-
was some
now let-
administrative, go ahead, I'm sorry.
we can replay October.
We
What
don't
they
have to. I
said,
know what you said.
okay? It was
Wait a
in the
minute.
comments section. Okay? That comment section had nothing to do. All we were doing was voting on the action item over the promotion.
I just don't see any reason to eliminate a junior administrative position. Especially the way you guys went about it.
We want to try to save money. We don't need it. We only had one before for years. For years, we've had one. Okay, then they brought someone else in. Okay, and I wasn't there. I don't know what happened, how it was done.
There's
But-
105 people that work here, Sean? About
Uh,
that? Right about that.
Something about 97.
97?
I,
I
maybe
don't know where you
98.
105 from. There's around about 100 people that work here, and that's the one you target to eliminate to save.
Because civil service,
money?
do you
No, I get
understand
Yes,
that?
Yeah, no, I heard you repeatedly, civil service, and I was told repeatedly that therefore it was administrative action that at the end of 60 days was gonna happen automatically. Okay,
Okay,
Nothing to do with
so
me.
there's nothing to do with us.
if
So
that's the case, then
that-
what do you need me to vote on it?
Well, because
Do
what
you
you're,
want me to vote to eliminate a position?
no,
you
no,
already
we're not
voted on
asking.
eliminating the
No.
position
That's
in the budget.
gone.
No.
We
Well,
wanted you
in
to
the budget,
vote.
That's exactly my point.
We're
We
trying
voted
to,
in
look at-
We're
October
voting on the promotion.
whether or not on an action that had I voted yes would eliminate a position. We voted no on it. A majority of the board voted no on it. So then December, when we approved a budget, which of course you're gonna approve the budget, there's no budget, people can't get paid, can't buy anything. So we approved the budget, and that's where I said I think it was sneaky. In December, if I'm not mistaken, this is December, sorry, in November, when you voted to approve the budget, you eliminated the position that you said you would not eliminate in October.
Disagree with it.
Okay, that
I
isn't what
disagree
happened.
with that. too.
When did we vote on the budget? Was it not November, the last month?
The budget was approved in November.
Okay. In October, we voted on a position that was explained that this vote elevates Aaron, God bless her for it, and also eliminates the position that she currently holds. And I voted no on that. However, the next month, when we voted on the budget that has, 1 million line items, oh, whoops a daisy, you voted to eliminate a position that you expressly said you didn't want eliminated. Everybody here you know, we're from most of the people here that are from the city are street guys. Everybody here has played 3-card Monte at some point. That's exactly what happened, in my opinion, between October and November. Majority of the board said we did not want that position eliminated. So in the budget in November, that naturally you're going to approve a budget, people can't get paid. Oh, whoops, you eliminated that position.
Majority of the
That's
board
my
did not
opinion.
eliminate their position.
That's
The
exactly
intent-
my point.
The
Rick.
intent was to eliminate it because we didn't need
Yes, and the
more than
majority of
one.
them said no in
Okay,
October. so
and
we
the
slid it
only-
through in the
And
budget, but we
you,
couldn't
and
see it in
what's
November.
funny to me, you're supporting Aaron. She's doing a good job.
Yes, she is.
You got
From my
nothing
understanding.
against her,
Nope.
but yet you're not going to support it because we're following civil service law
Because
on another
you
issue.
lost my trust.
Oh, you
And I
lost
don't
your
believe
trust?
That doing that, correct, you tried to slide it through in October, the elimination of the junior position. And I said no, because you're up to something, in my opinion.
What
So,
could I be
I
up
said
to?
no on that. A majority of us said no on that, not just me. 3 people said no on it. And in November.
No,
you
no, what
slid it
happened
into
was,
in November, you slid that elimination of that position into the budget. Somebody played 3-card Monte with me. That's my opinion. And I'm not okay with it. You asked me why, that's why. You
Okay.
asked me why I felt that
You're
way.
entitled to your
That's why I
opinion.
feel that way. You
You
asked
were-
me why I said, we're not the ones playing politics. That's why I feel that way.
well, I believe you are.
Everybody here has been
No
tricked at
question in
some
my
point.
mind that you are, but all I know is as long as I'm here, I'm going to at least try to enforce civil service law.
Sure.
As
Why
long
wouldn't you?
as every board member's
I don't
here.
believe we have to vote to enforce.
Wait,
civil service
no,
law.
obviously we do. As long as I was
I was
here,
told it happens through
we've had a
legislative action.
mess going back prior to 2 years. And I'm not even blaming Renee on it because when Renee was part of a minority of a board because other people were running it. Okay. Okay. But we have a
People you didn't
number of,
like.
pardon?
People you didn't like.
I wasn't even here.
No, I wasn't either.
What do you mean I didn't like?
I'm just asking you if that's what you mean. Are you
No.
saying that it was right, because you're disapproving of previous actions? So I'm saying
Absolutely.
that
I'm a
it sounds like you're saying
disapproval.
you didn't like those people.
No, I didn't say
Oh,
that.
you didn't say that?
No.
But it might be true.
No,
That's, you're entitled to that.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
fine.
Denying you that.
that's fine. But I did not say it.
You
okay.
didn't say it.
What I said, I did not like the decisions they made
Sure.
prior to me coming here.
Sure.
Because they broke many civil service rules. And guess what? Guess what the mayor does? And I'm going to bring his name up again because he probably wants me to, because he talked to you.
What I'm aware of.
Okay, guess what? Not only did they,
This number.
not only did the ex-chairman break many civil service rules, the mayor Restano appoints him head of the Civil Service Commission in the city of Niagara Falls. Well, that's a
Are you saying that
no-brainer.
Those are your opponents? Because that's what it sounds.
I'm not saying,
It sounds
I'm
like what
telling
you're
you the
saying.
He's
facts.
not saying.
I'm telling you the facts.
So you,
A guy who,
It
a
certainly
guy who,
sounds like it.
a guy who did not follow many civil service rules, and I can get you examples. He decides to resign here, and the mayor appoints him the head of civil service.
What does that have to do with the Niagara Falls Water Board?
That it makes me question what Mayor Restano and the Civil Service Board is doing.
So now who's playing politics?
I'm not playing, I'm telling the
You're
truth.
literally talking about politicians.
I'm
that don't
talking
work
about
here.
the truth. You're talking,
What's the truth?
you're talking
about
on
your-
la la land. I'm telling you the truth. And
No, you're telling us
come
your
up with the
opinion.
facts to argue with me. I deal in facts.
No,
not-
you're literally talking about stuff that has nothing to do with the water.
Oh, yes, it does. Yes, it does. Because we got a problem here. We have unqualified people on positions that one shouldn't be here.
Who?
I'm not going to bring that out in public session. Okay? And they're not
Are they here in
residents.
this room?
I'm not going to bring that out. Not in public. And
Oh,
we're,
he's not
and what,
talking about any of
and
you
what the
guys?
water board is trying to do, once you understand what your position really should be, is try to make things right here for the residents, not the politics of one person or 3 persons for the residents and the rest of the employees.
Right.
Because it costs us more money to run a facility with unqualified people. Okay, it costs us more money. Okay, we need qualified people. And then we try to do it and a couple board members want to tie our hands up. That's fine. There's no reason to carry this on anymore. I'm done. If anyone else wants to add, I'm done with this.
Well, you just said we have unqualified employees. I'd love to know who you were referring to, but
There's some
that's
people,
up to you.
there are some people who are
I don't know who here.
not qualified and who don't live in the city.
Okay, well,
And they don't live in the city.
we serve the public.
They
What are you
don't
trying to
live
hide?
in, they don't live in the
You
city.
know better. Personnel matters are supposed to be done in that room, not
Okay.
here openly.
I just think people have a right to know. He
Discussing
said it.
personnel
I'm not
matters
gonna
here
say nothing
openly,
like
it should
that.
be done in that room.
I'm not gonna push him. He said he's not gonna say it.
He-
Just asking him a question that
Look at-
he just mentioned. He said. we have
Here's what's going
unqualified
on.
people working.
He's trying to bait me.
No, I'm just asking you to answer
I
the
know,
question, but
no.
that's okay. You don't have to say it.
There's a lot of people who aren't qualified because they don't live in the city.
Right.
Okay? So what does a guy do
You
on the
don't have to.
Niagara Falls Water Board or Niagara Falls Civil Service? Within a couple months, he changes the civil service law to say you can test for the water board and not live in the city. You want to talk about politics?
No, you
So
do.
wait, so what does the water board do in response to that to make sure our city residents have preference? I would think everyone would love that. I would think everyone would love our city, including the mayor.
Exactly what happened. The
Okay,
previous
that's
decision,
exactly
as I
what
understand
happened.
it, is when I was only a resident, not also a board member, which I currently am both. I believe the decision you're referring to by a previous board was to create both a resident and a non-resident list. And that's important because it does allow non-residents to work here. But there's a preferential list of residents that would get hired first.
Yeah.
Which is the civil service law as I currently understand it.
And we'd like to hire one.
Okay,
She
But
passed-
what
she
you're
passed it-
blocking.
She passed the test.
we're not hiring her. She already works here.
It's a promotion.
I have nothing against that.
Let's do,
But I was
let's
also-
do it. Let's
I was
approve the
also
appointment.
told that I didn't need to vote on that, that it was an administrative action,
Sean
that they would
explained,
happen
Sean
automatically.
explained tonight, it had nothing to do with the appointment,
They just
okay? The
There's a
action
complete
to
lack of
remove the
trust
previous
after-
position was automatic.
think of October, think of November. Remember what I said?
Go back and read them.
October, we
Okay.
said, no, we're not eliminating a position. November, position was eliminated, referring to the junior administrative assistant position. In October, specifically, a majority of this board said, no, we don't want to eliminate that. So in November, they sneak it into the budget where nobody notices and pass it.
Oh, we
And-
sneak,
We're not, but I'm the one playing politics.
And respectfully, I disagree that that's,
Okay, I respect your opinion.
okay, well, I think trying to respectfully disagree that your perspective on that vote, there's a misunderstanding.
Certainly is.
That item did not call for the elimination of a position. Okay,
But I would
as
point
a
out that
comment,
3 people voted
as
no
a
on it, so
comment, as
I
both
wasn't
of,
the only one that had that
as both
misunderstanding.
of these guys said, after she gets appointed, her previous position would be eliminated. Okay? When you get appointed into the senior, the previous position she was in would get eliminated.
But
Is
there
that
was no
right?
need to do that.
Actually, sir, the notation was that the position was planned removal as of December 31st. So it was just a notation that the position was already planned on being removed.
But hadn't yet been at that.
No,
time,
but it
correct?
was already in the personnel part of the budget.
It
That
may
was,
have been
again, it
part
was
of
just
the
a note.
plan, but it had not been removed yet as of that. time.
Certainly, but the vote
Correct,
was
which is why
frankly
I
about
voted
her
no.
promotion. It really wasn't.
well, there was no one in a position.
All due respect.
Nothing against you, Caleb. I'm just clarifying what you're saying from my point of view.
But there was no one in a
Sure,
position
but we
to
have other
eliminate.
positions no one's in.
Say again?
There was no one in it. There was only one in that position.
What's it hurting then? Nobody's in the position.
Right, that's why we voted to eliminate it.
But you have other positions
December.
that nobody's currently filling. You don't go eliminating those.
Like which ones?
Well, for example, we went down the list, we could find more than one.
Well,
But you have an opening, if I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken, so feel free to correct me, but I believe you have an opening in one of the inspector positions.
Sir,
Wait.
senior, or
Wait,
the
wait.
sanitary engineer is currently open, which is posted online, but that was one that was
Okay.
voted on last board meeting. And water treatment plant operator is soon to be filled, but is technically
But
currently
it's a position that exists that currently isn't
a
filled.
backfilling
And,
position. yeah.
and we have a position in finance, which thank God Debbie's a part of the team now and hopefully wants to continue being. But we had, upon her original hire, I don't know if she's currently she's the head of the department regardless of her title, but that position we created, there, either she's the director in the deputy director position is currently vacant, or she's acting and holds the position of deputy director, but director is currently vacant. So there's another one that, that I hope she does stick around and fill. But
I
I'm just
mean,
answering.
this
the
all
question.
happened in
There
the
are a lot
last
of
month.
positions that are currently vacant that somebody's in. We could target that one to get rid of it, but I'm the one playing politics. It's
No,
just not the
one.
case.
You haven't mentioned anyone we haven't replaced yet. Debbie, this was just in the last month. It takes time to replace people.
Oh, in October.
And we didn't
the majority of the
eliminate no
board said they don't
position.
want that position
Civil
eliminated.
service
In
eliminated.
November, you eliminated the pay for that position.
There wasn't no one on the
I
job
partly blame myself for not catching you guys.
catching us. Your act is though we're doing something wrong.
Yes. in
Okay,
my
well,
opinion.
Let's move on.
You did.
Yeah,
something
let's move
the
on.
Majority of the board.
Is there any
Basis
more-
Accusations
expressly
of people
against.
doing something wrong is ridiculous. It sounds like
This is my opinion.
city hall commenters.
That's all it is. That's all it is. Is there any more questions? So, Caleb? Well, we already voted on it.
Let's move
Okay,
on.
thank you, Caleb.
Thank you.
Outside infrastructure, Michael? Sorry, Mike.
Hi, good evening. Just a couple
Good
updates
evening.
on the RFPs. We have the 78th Street RFP, which was awarded to Swanson. That project will start on Thursday. We anticipate 1 to 2 days. The 88th Street project was out to RFP. That was awarded on Tuesday and Swanson won that also. There has been no start date yet for this. This one is important, and that's why I'm keeping my phone by me. Yesterday, there's a 15-inch sewer main. It runs down 24th Street between Seneca and Fairfield. That alleviates CSX
I'm sorry,
train.
Mike, to interrupt you. Is that north or south?
Oh,
Seneca and Fairfield.
Fairfield,
Just trying to find
Seneca,
out my head.
Seneca and Fairfield would be on the south side of the train tracks.
Oh, thank you.
Okay?
Go ahead.
So CSX goes down, cuts underneath Hyde Park Boulevard, down the old Fairfield, down 24th Street, and it alleviates it. CSX called their plumber, which is J.A. Brundage Plumbing. We worked together. We cambered it from each side. They cambered to one side, we found another, and there's an obstruction that is about 10 feet long. And it's 15 to the top of the main is 15. The excavation will be 17 feet deep. At this point, CSX is still surcharged. Brundage is pumping down the sewer line to keep them alleviated from backing up in their facilities. We have asked the city to help us put an emergency RFP out, which means we met out there at 2:00 today with all interested parties. There was 4 that showed up. We talked about what needs to be done with an emergency RFP. Mr. Bazzelli, I've been waiting for him to call me back with the dollar amount, with the stipulation that the company that wins it will start digging tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
So this, just to add a bit of additional information, this bid will be approved by me in my capacity as executive director because it's an emergency. And then there will be a resolution for the board's approval for the January board meeting that would authorize payment of that cost. But, we'd hoped perhaps that it would be quick enough to get a walk-on ready for tonight, but it just has not been possible. But
The bids
because
were-
it's a situation that we need to alleviate in order to protect property from damage, we will proceed.
the bid closed at 5. All bids had to be in by 5. Bob's doing the math now. I was hoping he'd get a hold of me before we got to this point, but at this point, he has not contacted yet.
And we certainly appreciate Mr. Bazzelli's efforts to put these bids together. We've asked a lot of him in the last couple of months. So we
Should,
appreciate his working with us.
is there any way to make a motion to approve one of these bids prior, or you got to do that by phone?
No, well, so the board doesn't actually have to, because it's an emergency, I can approve it,
Oh,
and then
okay,
we'll ratify it at the next board meeting.
okay.
To save,
Bids did you get?
I'm sorry?
What, just,
There was 4
so
contractors
there's
out
4
there.
that got in by 5 o'clock?
4 showed up. I don't know how many are going to submit a bid.
Okay.
So,
The reason I was asking that was if they needed more time in such a crunch of a few hours or something.
yeah, Bob would call me if that was the issue, if somebody called up.
It's not an issue. They would just deny a bid if they got it in at 8 o'clock instead of 5. He would tell you?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
fine.
But Bob is very strict. The rules are the rules. If he would have called me, if it was called before 5, he would seek our permission to extend it. Obviously Sean's permission to extend it. But anytime after 5, it's a done deal. He would have to be before 5. To save cost, the outside maintenance department is going to provide the bypassing of this sewer water for now. So we'll set up a 1 manhole, run piping all the way around the excavation to the other manhole. This is a significant savings by us doing it in-house. So we'll be out there tomorrow morning setting up the bypass so they could dig.
Sounds good, Mike.
Mike,
Thank you.
is there any questions for Mike?
Okay, I'm good.
Are
if
you
you guys-
done?
I just wanted
Oh,
National
go
Fuel, Alphabet City, streets, everybody seen, National Fuel out there? This is just in case the board gets any phone calls. Back last Sunday, we got a call from National Fuel for emergency markout. They had water in their gas line. They punched, plenty of holes throughout A, B, C, and D street, okay? None of them are water board holes in case you get a call. We went out there, they wanted us to assist, but it was such a big area, we had no idea where to look for a water main break. We tested the water. We put out 0.7 fluoride. It was coming back 1.26 fluoride. Called a bunch of people to figure it out. Nobody knew. Couple of days later, went out to see National Fuel. The rock salt from the road changed the the fluoride in it. And it was the rock salt and ice and snow melt that got into their main. The water board had nothing to do with water in their system. So in case you get any calls, we're free and clear there. And all restoration is on National Fuel.
Okay.
And then the last thing I have is Bob Reed, who's in charge of the media shop, and I are starting to work closely together. We're going to figure out how we can assist each other when it comes to the shut-off program, as well as going back to large meter testing in the springtime of this year.
Is that it, Michael?
That's it.
Is there any questions for Mike?
Appreciate it. You got everything you need from us?
Yeah,
Got a lot
as
on
of
your
right now.
plate.
I mean, we are having a couple of equipment problems. We lost a 3-inch pump last night. It froze and cracked the housing. So little things like that are going to happen in this type of weather. But we're doing we're good at this point.
Thank you for all your efforts.
Sure.
I mean,
We appreciate it.
Thank you, Mike.
The responses, and especially pass that on to your team that are, working on the weekends or working on hours that they normally don't work on. I mean,
Yeah.
that's,
We appreciate
especially
it.
out in the cold, it's appreciated.
Very much so.
Well, we appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. IT, Mr. Joyce.
Good evening. I'm
Good
happy to report that CISA and Darktrace found no high vulnerabilities during the last scan on the 15th. With that, I'm also happy to report that we finally upgraded from our temporary solution to our permanent solution with the city with our New World account, so they could take our payments down there with the new print server. One of the upgrades that we're doing, and it's on the resolution, so I won't get too much into it. What that comes up is that I have a quote to upgrade all our network switches here at the water. Within the last year, we upgraded our firewalls and we took some services away from the managed services and we did it in-house. With that, since we fortified the outside, we want to upgrade the inside. With the new switches, we'll be able to segment or do virtual LANs to help with our security. And with our cybersecurity that's coming down for New York State, it's going to make it much easier. Even with these switches, we'll be able to see exactly what's going on and help diagnose some of the issues. We do have a couple failing switches right now. Sometimes we have to reboot them. So with that, this is gonna hopefully, replace all that. The UPSs, Elton did a really great job getting some quotes for the UPSs. We're just trying to get some New York State contracts quoting on the license to actually get it onto the resolution. But he can actually speak more to that. With SCADA, Elton and I have been working really well with there's a new SCADA software we've been testing to move away from the GE software. We set up a virtual environment where we can actually create a machine and put like a system together. And then once it's up and running, if we ever do pull the trigger or go to the system, we could just convert it to in production. So we kind of have that for our play environment, our test environment. The last thing, I'm still waiting for National Grid to get back to me for the pole licensing agreement to put a camera on one of their poles that would cross the street looking at our gorge entrance. They said it could take anywhere from 60 to 180 days. It was like back in October, I think, when I filled out all the stuff. So I don't really foresee anything happening this month with the holiday, but I could reach out in January and see if we were approved or what next steps. It just has to get approved by a third party. And that's everything.
Any questions for Mr. Joyce? Thank you. Any questions regarding November 2025 operations and maintenance report? Sean, resolutions?
The first resolution is found at page 42 of the agenda packet, Resolution 2025-12001, procurement of network switches for water treatment plant.
Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second? I'll second it. Open for discussion? Roll call, Sean?
Board Member Cole?
This is for procurement of network switches? Yes.
Board Member Dean?
Yes.
Board Member Kimball?
Yes.
Chairman Siriani?
Yes.
Motion passes. The next resolution is found beginning at page 44 of the agenda packet, Resolution 2025-12002, renewing memorandum of understanding with Jamestown Community College.
Is there
Move
a
it.
Renee made a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Jim, second. Any discussion on it? Roll call, Sean?
Board Member Cole?
That's all this does is renew the understanding we have with JCC?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Board Member Dean?
Yes.
Board Member Kimball?
Yes.
Chairman Siriani?
Yes.
Motion passes. The next resolution is found beginning at page 48 of the agenda packet, Resolution 2025-12003, combined bid for 2026 water and wastewater treatment chemicals.
Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Renee? Any discussion on it? Roll call, Sean?
Board Member Cole?
Yes.
Board Member Dean?
Yes.
Board Member Kimball?
Yes.
Chairman Siriani?
Yes.
Motion passes. The next resolution is found beginning at page 57 of the agenda packet, Resolution 2025-12004, accepting proposal for government relations and lobbying services.
Move it.
Second.
Renee, James, second. Any discussion on it? Roll call, Sean?
Board Member Cole?
Is this authorized funds or is this hire a lobbyist?
It approves an agreement with E3 Communications to provide government relations and lobbying services for an initial term of 1 year at $3,000 per month.
Nothing against E3, but at this time, no.
Board Member Dean?
Yes.
Board Member Kimball?
Yes.
Chairman Siriani?
Yes.
Motion passes. The next resolution is at page 74 of the agenda packet, Resolution 2025-12005, annual review of procurement and investment policies.
Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Renee, second. Open for discussion. Roll call, Sean?
Board Member Cole?
No.
Board Member Dean?
Yes.
Board Member Kimball?
Yes.
Chairman Siriani?
Yes.
Motion passes. The next resolution is at page 95 of the agenda packet, Resolution 2025-12006, Mission Statement, Performance Measurements, Annual Report.
Is there a motion?
Move it.
Sean, Renee made the motion. James seconded. Any discussion on it?
Page is it, Sean?
Starts at page 95.
Thank you.
You have any discussion on it?
Oh, I didn't hear any roll call.
Board Member Cole,
Yes.
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yes.
Chairman Sirianni.
Yes.
Motion passes. The next resolution is at page 99 of the agenda packet. Resolution 2025-12007, award bid for 15-inch sanitary sewer main repair, 600 block of 88th Street.
Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Renee second, Jim's first. Open for discussion? Roll call, Sean.
Board Member Cole,
Yes.
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yes.
Chairman Sirianni.
Yes.
Motion passes. Final resolution of the package is at page 103, Resolution 2025-12008, award of bid for water and sewer construction and repair materials.
Is there a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Renee and James, open for discussion? Roll call, please.
Board Member Cole,
Yes.
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yes.
Chairman Sirianni.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, is there any unfinished or old business? Any new business or additional items for discussion? We're probably gonna have to go in executive session.
The text for the appropriate motion is on the agenda.
Yeah, I see that. Okay. Executive session anticipated pursuant to the Public Officers Law 105(1)(f) regarding matters related to the appointment, employment, promotion, demotion, discipline, suspension, dismissal, or removal of a particular persons. Is there a motion to enter executive session?
Move it.
Second.
Renee's made the motion, James seconded. Any discussion on it? Roll call.
Board Member Cole,
Well,
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yes to go into executive session.
Chairman Sirianni.
Yes.
Motion passes. All right, for the purpose of anybody in the room or reviewing the recording, the board now will enter into executive session in an adjoining room. During the period of executive session, the recording will continue. The audio, I'll press the mute button, but I can't promise the conversations in this room won't be captured by the microphones. Board will return to this room and reopen the meeting when executive session is complete.
Hello?
Conference room or the conference speakerphone.
Okay, that's fine.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Okay. That's just a microphone, so she'll be able to hear you better. Two detachable microphones. Well, I think that the board is aware of the board is aware of the situation with Mike Smith. Hold on one second. Hold on. Renee, you're not muted on your end.
No, can you hear me?
Yeah, no, but the Zoom, you're also coming through on the speaker in the conference room.
we don't have the document for them to vote on. Okay. Okay. Renee, are you able to hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I'd like to,
Sorry,
go ahead.
I was just gonna ask about the camera. Is it not working today? or-
Yeah, the back camera that normally faces the board is not working.
Okay, everyone here? Okay, I'd like to get a motion to appoint Deborah Giakowski, Director of Finance Services, at a salary of $92,500.
Move it.
Renee second, made the motion.
Mr. Chairman, before entering onto that motion, the board should exit executive session.
I'll start over. I'd like to get a motion to exit executive session.
Move it.
Renee first,
Second.
second. Any discussion? Roll call?
Board Member Cole,
Yes.
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yes, to come out of executive session.
Chairman Siriani.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, I'd like to get a motion to enter back into the normal business meeting.
Move it.
Renee, is there a second?
Second.
Jim, any discussion on it? Roll call.
Board Member Cole,
Yes.
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yes.
Chairman Siriani.
Yes,
Motion passes.
sorry about that. I'd like to get a motion to appoint Deborah Giakowski, Director of Finance Services, at a salary of $92,500.
Move it.
Second.
Jim seconded it. Is there any discussion on it? Roll call.
Board Member Cole,
Yes.
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yes.
Chairman Siriani.
Yes,
Motion passes.
congratulations, Debbie.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you for accepting.
For all of you have a long drive home, be careful. I don't know how that weather is out there. Renee, thank you for participating too.
Motion to adjourn.
A motion to adjourn.
Move it.
Second.
Renee and Jim second. Roll call?
Board Member Cole,
Yes.
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yes.
Chairman Siriani.
Yes,
Motion passes. I'll note for the purpose of the recording at 6:45.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Renee. Have a Merry Christmas.
Listen, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everyone.
Thank you.
Last one.
Okay.